Please come forward. Please come forward for me and my son and my family. Please. That's all I ask. Please. I'm so heartbroken. And I don't know how far I can keep going. So please come forward for me. Thank you.
Warning. The podcast you're about to listen to may contain graphic descriptions of violent assaults, murder, and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Murder Pleas podcast. In this episode, part 1 of Never Forget Little Timmy, we sat down with Timmy's dad, also known as Timmy, and his dad's girlfriend, Ashley, to discuss the missing case of Timmy Sterner. Welcome to the Murder Pleas podcast. We have with us today Timmy Sterner and Ashley Wellington here to talk with us about the case of missing Timmy Sterner. Thank you all so much for being here with us. How are you today, Timmy?
Yeah, not too good right now. I'm very sorry. I'm very breakdown right now. I'm so emotional still. And I'm still hurting, and very much so. And I don't know, I have no clue where I'm at today and where time's taking me. And I promise you, to my son, I will see you again, son, and I'll see you soon, sooner than you think. I miss you so damn much. So damn much.
Well, Timmy, thanks for having the courage to put that lump back in your throat to talk about this again, because it's an ongoing problem, and I know that every time we speak of it, but our goal here is to get some other people in the community to have that same emotion for who Timmy is and to come forward and whatnot. So thank you for the courage. I can't walk in your shoes. There's a part of my mind that won't let me.
Nobody can. Right. Unless you've been there. Nobody can. And never thought I was going to be. Never. All I was wanting to do is see my son. Just as soon as he got out of prison, he had a rough life. Don't get me wrong. He had a rough life. He had good friends, though. Yeah. And he thought he was street smart, and he was street smart. He was very smart. Very smart. And it was my fault. I raised him too fast. And, I blame that on myself. I wanted him to be a man because I was great. I was raised too fast, and I run the roads and did what I did, But he didn't deserve this whatsoever. No man should deserve what happened to him. And I still don't know what happened. And I need help. And I got to lay there every night and think about my son every night and cry myself to sleep. That's what I do. But I'm very angry now. Very angry. It's like nobody's helping me here. Nobody's helping little Timmy. Nobody's helping my family. And I need somebody to come forward and tell the truth. Please. For my son and me. Give me closure. So let me move on. But that'll never happen, will it? Because I'll never have closure. Because my heart's always going to be broken for the rest of my life. Y'all took my son away from me. And, that's fine. I'll see him again. I'll see him. He'll be holding his hand out to me. And I believe that.
Well, hopefully we can put some hope in this, maybe with, again, letting people know who that young man is and to answer that call that you're asking for help. And Ashley, thank you for being here too. I would imagine you're Tim's moral support.
Oh, yeah, it's been really hard watching him go through it.
Right. Hard to be next to somebody going through that, too. So thank you again for being here.
Well, we know Timmy is obviously little Timmy's dad. Why don't you tell us, Ashley, how do you fit in the mix here? Who is Timmy to you?
His fiance wife. We've been together 14 years, so Timmy's like a son to me. And so I always tell him, that's my son. And so I've been in his life since he was 14 years old. And he didn't deserve this at all. I was supposed to pick him up that Wednesday to take him shopping. And it didn't happen. He called me, I think it was Tuesday night, and said that he had gotten a call that, he had wrecked. And we just don't know. We don't have a clue. We keep getting told different things. We just don't know the truth.
They know who done it.
Yeah.
They know who done it. And I don't understand. If that was me, they done put me underneath the prison. Mm-hmm. And these people sit out here, and they know exactly who done it and who's involved, and why ain't anything being done about it.
Yeah.
I think that's what we need is that, because from what we can understand just diving in, talking to people so far, is there's so much out there that confuses it. Mm-hmm. Some of it's clearly probably made up for whatever reason, and somebody having maybe the courage to come forward and straighten this stuff out. Well, let's go to this. Let's talk about, when was Timmy born and what was that like?
When Timmy was born, I lost a son at birth. I lost a son at birth. And right after I lost Timothy Chase, well, I decided to have another son. And it was a son. And I was so happy. Best thing in the world, And I worked my ass off for him. And I finally got to the point where I could give him everything, anything he wanted now. And they took him from me. I couldn't give him what I wanted to back then. I was working out of town, making good money, but I still couldn't back then it wasn't that kind of money.
Right.
Now it is. Out there, you got to, you just got to get out there and make it. And I knew he was getting out of prison. And I was like, now he's going to get a new car, new clothes, new everything. I'm going to set him up and make him go to work with me.
He was even looking for apartments for him.
Well, yeah, he was getting all set up before that Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Well, I do want to move into how you all found out he was missing, but before that, why don't you tell us what kind of little boy was he? Was he just a fun, rambunctious little boy?
He was. He loved to run and laugh. And he was great. I remember his first bicycle I bought him. It's Christmas. Yeah.
Did you teach him how to ride it?
Yep. Right behind him.
Hanging on.
Yeah. Letting him ride down the street in the winter time. Yeah.
So I guess you worked out of town, so you would come home and kind of catch up from the week you had been gone, and then
spend my time at home, and then head back out.
Yeah.
Make more money, pay the bills, and head back out again.
Being a dad.
Yeah.
Being a father.
And then I really started going out of town, and my dad took him underneath his wing, and my dad really raised him growing up. I mean, quite a bit. And he loved his grandpa so much. He did. Seemed like when my grandpa passed away, that's when he went downhill.
You think that had something to do with changing his attitude?
Yes.
Just lose
Oh,
that
yes.
loss?
Yeah, him and my dad was tight. Yeah, his grandpa was his world.
That'll do it. We lose somebody close to us like that, that'll do it.
Grandpa was his world, and after that, he just started acting out, you know what I'm saying? Running around with the wrong people and stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of hobbies did he? What things really?
He liked football.
That's what we
He
keep
loved
hearing
football.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think your brother and your mom told us that he really was proud of being doing that sport, and he was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
He was. But then, football come out because he started running around with the wrong people. It's like the people that I know that done this to him.
You get with that wrong crowd, right?
Wrong crowd.
That wrong crowd.
Yeah.
I saw that over and over again during my career too.
And they was waiting for him. They was waiting for him to get out of jail. Everybody just kept asking, when's Timmy getting out? When's Timmy getting out? Yeah, he was set up.
Yeah, it sounds. We've said before that this is one of those cases that hurts because you have a last known location, last known scene with is what we would call in a business, and moving and getting the truth out of more than one person is what this needs, and
yes,
and that's what this does.
The people we've talked to so far talked about how when Timmy took you under his wing, so to speak, he'd just do anything for you.
Oh,
No
yeah.
questions asked.
No.
He was there till the end.
Yeah.
With he'll fight till the end for his friends, we heard.
Yeah, he
And
would.
so
He
that's that we,
He had you don't mess with Daddy.
Mm-mm.
Don't mess with me.
Very protective.
Oh yeah. Me and my son was best friends. Yeah. I mean, I'd stay on his butt. He knew I meant business, even when he was in prison. I'd be like, I know what you're doing in there. I don't, you're in there gambling or something. Daddy, I need $50. I took care of it. I was always there for him. In there or out here.
Yeah.
But that night, I wasn't there.
Yeah. When he was in prison, did you get to stay in contact with him pretty often?
Oh, he called me.
Every week.
Good.
sent letters and stuff
I'd
like
send
that.
him money.
Yeah.
Letters.
Yeah. I mean, keep him comfortable. It's a long stretch. Put that money in
It's
that
hard
car.
for me. I can't read.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read a letter.
Gotcha.
It's...
Well, at least you got the phone calls. I mean, that's something too.
No, back then I could read the letter. I knew where he was. I knew he was safe.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he was there now.
Yeah.
Why'd y'all let him out?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you got into another fight or something, son?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got another year or something. I knew where he was.
What a place
And
to
I'd
have to
send
be.
him money.
What a place to have to be that you'd rather have him there than out amongst those people that that obviously
It's bad.
I was nervous for him to get out.
Well, reentry for anybody is a difficult thing because the world at
It
7-8
was
years
changed
it
in
changes
all
a
those
lot.
years,
And you go from that position of everything is to the degree it is, it's provided for you.
Yeah.
And then you've got to spill back into the world like a kid coming out of your house for the first time. Pretty much is what it's like. I've met some reentry specialists, some people that focus on trying to get people prepared for coming back out again, and it's a tough battle. Tough battle.
Nobody's gonna know how I feel, but every day that I wake up, he's on my mind. I wake up in the morning and look up and see his picture because I got the chain that sits there. Got a picture with wings on it.
I had him made.
Yeah.
And I talk to him every morning, every night, every day. And it's so hard. It's too hard.
Well, moving into that, how did you all come about finding out little Timmy was missing? I know you said you were going to take him shopping and...
Tammy called, didn't she?
Yeah. But at the
His mom
time,
called.
the story that we got, we just thought, he didn't want to get in trouble because he wasn't supposed to be driving. And I'm like, well, if he's running, he's going to call.
He'd call me.
He would call him. It didn't matter what it
get him.
was. He would call, and we would know. And where are you at? I sent a message to his Facebook. Where are you at? I'll come get you. And, And nothing, never did get
Had you all
anything.
talked to him when he got released?
Yeah, I
You
did.
did have a chance to talk with him?
He was at Crackle Barrel.
Mhm.
And I told him what the situation was. I said, Wednesday, Ashley's taking you shopping and this and that, so be ready.
Because you were out of town working,
Yeah, I
right?
was working, yeah. And then I got a phone call when I was out of town. Yeah.
Because after I was going to take him shopping, where I work for the school system, it was coming up, getting
I
ready to be
knew
summer.
when I didn't hear from him.
Because a lot of times people look at, especially somebody in a situation is taken off and hitting the road.
No, he wasn't here.
But that's rare because they usually people don't disappear as much as we want to believe they can disappear,
Right.
especially with a tight family.
Yeah.
And everybody I've met when we met at lunch is I knew right away that that's not going to be the case here.
No.
Is that he's going to reach out for help, and
Oh, yeah.
if he was like more estranged from the family, you could kind of
Yeah,
see
you
that.
kind of see that.
Yeah.
That ain't Timmy.
One of the first things you look at is
He'd be on my front doorstep, Daddy, let me in, let me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
27 years old.
yeah, but that it's because again, people don't disappear
That's how
like
close
we
the
think.
family is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gathering. I don't think that would have been a part of that at all.
So you all received the call from Timmy's mom, saying,
Oh.
I don't know where he is.
Oh, but she went and got, she went and got her, the car was there and all that. Her car was there.
But he wasn't.
But he wasn't. He was not there.
So then I guess when you were done with your work that week, you came back and
Yeah.
started looking.
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't want me down there. No, they detectives or nobody wanted me nowhere around. They wanted me in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Sterner name here is Nicholsville. We've been here all our lives.
Right.
It's not a great name because of me and my brother. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know these people, but never hung out with them. I grew up with them, but they wasn't my kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
They're just awful people, nasty people. And the bottom line is that they was afraid for me to be in the town. They know what I can do. They know what my brother can do. They know we got friends. And so they didn't want me in town. So I did what I had to do, and I stayed at work. I went back to work, and that's where I've been since. And just the only thing that's been helping me is work.
Mm-hmm.
Except waking up in the morning and going to bed at night.
A place to focus on something other than that, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe that distance is good too, because we could take something that's bad and make it more bad.
Oh, yeah.
Or worse.
Oh, I can make it up.
Yeah. Well, no, you're good. You're good. I mean, the whole thing is, like we talked about before we started, is if justice has to be served, we want it in one place, and that's in a courtroom.
That's right.
We don't want it on everybody's opinion on the internet. That's why we don't share the rumors and things like that. Is that we want if and I feel pretty confident in what KSP's come up with so far, and we won't talk about that. I feel very confident. It may take time, but I believe you're going to get answers. I think it's going to come.
I swear to God,
I think it's going to come. And especially if people, again, listen and watch this and hear you all and hear the rest of the family and the friends and lean on those people who probably know. And because it's been long enough now to where you have the people who, if they were right there, they know. They've talked to people by now.
Right.
There are people that have
yeah.
that third-party statement, and they've got to get off their butt and just talk.
Every time I come into town, I can walk into a store, just a convenience store, come back out, and people,
Just
I don't
yesterday.
even know what happened yesterday. Timmy. I turn around and look. He said, "You hear anything about little Timmy yet?" No. I said, "They're still working on it."
Yeah.
And, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Then so many people come up to me and ask me about little Timmy and stuff. And they know what happened. I'm sure they know what happened to little Timmy. There's a lot of people out here that knows what was happening to little Timmy. Come forward.
That's it.
Help me, please. Help me. God bless. Help me, please.
I think that's what we're hoping for by doing this segment on Little Timmy, is that somebody somewhere will come forward. I know you all have the reward out there. We interviewed Randall, who talked about he has chipped in on the reward. And, even if people, you would hate to think people do it only for the reward money. You would think people would do it for the right reason.
Right.
But I think our hope in doing this is that I don't know that the people that are responsible has enough conscience to even come forward. I don't think people like that have a conscience. But my hope, and I'm sure your all's too, would be that the people who know something, they would come forward and tell what they know so that justice can be served and you all can have answers.
Right.
But we know this is a fact, that if it's more than one people that know, some people better get off their ass and cut their losses.
Yes, sir.
Because there's only so much time that you coming forward will benefit you compared to the other people, and you lose. So, the chain is only as strong as the weakest link, and the weak link better get their butt in gear.
Yes, sir.
Because there's an opportunity right now, and I've never talked to the state police detective, but I know from doing it, there's an opportunity right now for somebody to come clean on this and start the answers, and they'll benefit. That's just a given. That's the way this all works.
Yeah.
So somebody out there, and I'm pretty sure my bet would be is somebody's directing them to listen, because we've handled cases like this before on the show. They better get off their tail, because that Dollar General is going to close, and the deals are going to be off pretty soon. And again, I just feel confident that it may take some time, but I feel really good for you all. That I feel that this one has what we'd call solvability. And there's a lot of work that's been put into it that feels good too. So in the end, I guess I'm going to start with you, Ashley, and then we'll come back to Tim. But after being in this guy's life for half of his life, what would you ask the public to do in this case?
Just come forward. You may be scared, or you don't want to go to prison yourself, but just please give me and his dad closure, because it's hard watching him every day go through the pain and hurt that he's going through, and it's rough.
Yeah, the whole community's lost.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a ripple effect.
Yeah,
that we don't feel safe when something like this happens, and of course, Tim, what would you ask people to do?
Please come forward. Please come forward for me and my son and my family. Please. That's all I ask. Please. I'm so heartbroken. And I don't know how far I can keep going. So please come forward for me. Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. I know this, like David said, I can't imagine being in your shoes. Our heart breaks for you all too. We've been really, really following this, and we've gotten really, I'd say, a lot closer than we have with similar situations. We've been close to families that have lost people, but we're in the same community you all are, and we've really delved deep into a lot of your family members and talked at length, and our heart does break for you all, and I hope the same thing. I hope that we can find you all answers, and I think that's the least that people could do is give you an answer to what you're looking for, so you can start healing, because I don't think you can ever heal, but I think you can
I'll never heal.
begin that. At least you would have an answer instead of all these unknowns, because right now that's all you all have is a lot of question marks. So thank you so much for taking the time and the courage to come in and talk to us, and we hope that somebody out there will find it within their hearts to tell even the smallest piece. If it's something so small, tell something so the ball can get rolling.
Again, you'll be in our prayers, have been, will continue to be. And for our audience, if you're the praying type, go ahead and hit it. I'm a big believer in it. We need to pray to turn some hearts. So thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, there's more to the story, so go download the next episode like the true crime fan that you are.
The Murder Police podcast is hosted by Wendy and David Lyons and was created to honor the lives of crime victims, so their names are never forgotten. It is produced, recorded, and edited by David Lyons. The Murder Police podcast can be found on your favorite Apple or Android podcast platform, as well as at murderpolicepodcast.com, where you will find show notes, transcripts, information about our presenters, and a link to the official Murder Police podcast merch store, where you can purchase a huge variety of Murder Police podcast swag. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, which is closed caption for those that are hearing impaired. Just search for the Murder Police podcast and you will find us. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe for more and give us 5 stars and a written review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you download your podcasts. Make sure you set your player to automatically download new episodes so you get the new ones as soon as they drop. And please tell your friends. Lock it down, Judy.